Right. Well, I like your answer. I think it's perfect, or if not the
I like
best.
you. I like you.
No, it's better than mine. But the thing is there you got to think about what is the doctor's perspective, right? So not just the patient, but the doctor. The doctor may really want to help his patients or her patients, and they've gotten a lot of education and they work really hard. And the medical doctors usually make really good money, but not always. And so they're doing everything they can. But if all that the carpenter has in their toolbox is a hammer, a few nails, and a chisel, then that's the only therapies that that carpenter can provide, so to speak, as an analogy. So they only
Yeah.
have at their disposal drugs, radiation, and surgery. That's it. Whereas
Okay.
in my practice,
I
you know,
agree
in
with
my
you 100%.
practice, yeah, I have a wide variety of therapies. I mean, I have literally, it may sound like I'm bragging. I am bragging on purpose just to help people understand what I do. But I have an unlimited number of therapies. Okay, so infinite. So they'll be checking for things like metformin and stuff because they really want to help their patient. But I know that that emotional problem that they're having, and everybody who's really good at holistic therapies, who's good at functional medicine, who has effective therapies that produce amazing results. When I say amazing, I mean phenomenal results you've never hardly even ever heard of. If they can produce those results quickly, they're going to go right to the emotional, spiritual, social, psychodynamic issues of that patient and help them to get more joy out of life.
Correct.
Instead of getting the sweetness out of their food, they can start to get the sweetness from life. Instead of requiring all these different medications, some of which may be really necessary and important, instead of needing all those, if they can just address the underlying structural, physical cause, meaning, maybe there is a problem with the pancreas, maybe we need to give, some kind of physical therapy to the pancreas. And there are some that exist, by the way. Okay. Maybe we don't. Maybe we need to deal with the emotions of the pancreas, which are oversympathetic, overimportance of self, expanded importance of self, undecided. These kind of there's each organ and gland has a different emotion, and each organ and gland has a different muscle that it's related to.
Correct.
And each organ, gland, and muscle is related to different nutrients that support those organs, glands, and muscles. And then there's also different bones in the spine that are related to the organs, glands, and nutrients and muscles. And that's what professional applied kinesiology is all about. I'm a professional applied kinesiologist. So I understand all these interrelationships of the body. And some medical doctors have learned the same science called professional applied kinesiology. But
Right.
most of them are kind of like my father was, where, they're closed to the idea. And they think of it as being worse than voodoo, really. They think voodoo may have a benefit, but this is just not useful. So regardless what they think, we're the ones getting the results. We're the ones who have patients with thyroid cancer, like my patients have had, and we treat them a few times and the cancer's gone. They go back to their doctor. The doctor does the new ultrasound or the new lab and says, you don't have cancer anymore. We don't know what happened. Maybe we just made a mistake on the initial lab. Now, you hear that tone of voice I have? Hear how angry I am? Because I'm angry. I'm not, I'm trying to hide it. But yeah, I mean, this is happening over and over again, and it's making us in the field of, complementary and alternative medicine, functional medicine, integrative medicine, who actually have studied how to help people emotionally, structurally, and chemically with herbs, nutrition, homeopathy, emotional therapies, acupuncture, naturopathy. We've studied this for years and years. A few of us have. We don't appreciate, people covering up the fact that there's healing potential here that's not being realized. And lots of people's lives can be saved. So, I mean, this is not just something where a few people should be listening. It's something where everybody needs to listen. And it's not just me. People need to get exposed to a different way of doing things beyond just a pill for every ill, a potion or a lotion for every problem. I mean, it's just, okay, my bad. But yeah, so water is a big deal. So when people, about 75% of our bodies are made out of water, according to Richard Gerber, who wrote Vibrational Medicine. He's saying about 99% of the body's made out of water. I don't agree. I think it's more like 75%. But regardless, that's a lot. And so yeah, the kind of water we drink affects our health. How much of it we drink affects our health. And yeah, I mean, it's not just the water. It's about being able to make the water available to the different cells in the body. And sometimes we have trouble with water metabolism. Sometimes we have trouble with water utilization. Sometimes we have a problem that's, with what, like it's not just that you're drinking the water. It's how well are you able to metabolize, utilize, absorb? How well can it go into the cell? How well can it go to the extracellular and intracellular parts of the body, right? So it's not just, are you drinking the right kind of water? It's like, no, there's more to it than that, This is healthcare. Healthcare is relatively simple. Many people in the public, and it's very black and white most of the time. So people in the public figure that healthcare is kind of like, it's almost like some other area of life where, you get lucky, right? You're playing the lotto and you get lucky, you get healthy. You make a lot of money from the California lottery, you win, you have all this money. Well, no, healthcare is not about luck. It's not about gambling in Vegas. It's about you do a certain thing, you get a certain result. It's like a blueprint that it's like building a house, right? You need to put together the blueprint first. The architect works really hard, and so does the general contractor and the people who draw out all the plans for the building. And then they start using the right materials that are listed in the plan, right? It's not just about the blueprint. And then you put together the materials, you have to have the right general contractor, you have to have the right workers, everybody has to get paid properly. And then they build the house, and the foundation is the most important. So, in this case, same thing. It's not about going to your local health food store and picking up the right herb or nutritional supplement or homeopathic remedy. It's about what is the puzzle, right? How do we solve your health puzzle? What's the diagnosis? You got to diagnose first. People are drinking water without knowing why, how, when, where, what. For every, generalization that's not really solving the puzzle would be if I were to say, the average person should drink a quart for every 50 pounds of body weight, but not everybody, So, let's say I weigh 200 pounds, which I almost do actually. So should I drink a gallon every day? Well, that's a general rule, but some people need more than a gallon a day, and some people need less than a gallon a day. If I have about 2 quarts a day, I just drink a little water. Most of the time I'm doing pretty good because I have healthy water metabolism and healthy water utilization. But other people, if they're drinking less than 5 quarts a day and they weigh 165 pounds, they're not doing too well. Why? They're having a problem with usually their liver and usually their pancreas, although it could be anything. It might be their kidneys. The most important nutrient for the body is, the kidneys are the main organ that respond to water. In other words, the most important nutrient for the kidneys is water. That's the main nutrient of the kidneys. So, like, for instance, there's these books by somebody named Batman Gilej, Your Body's Many Cries for Water, and You're Not Sick, You're Thirsty. So in these books, he talks about how most people, they're getting prescription medications when really they're dehydrated.